if you could go back in time? Take all those hours of pain and darkness and replace them with something better.
Love is really hard to define, I guess.
The ultimate good feeling.
It's undescribable.
This is the best thing I can put. It's kind of like a comfy sneaker.
If you laugh at the same things, then that's a pretty good sign.
Because, I mean, you could be talking about The Love Train by the OJs. You could be talking about Right Love on Her Arms Day. You could be talking about Puppy Love. You could talk about I Love Fast Food. You could talk about all sorts of different things. But the feeling of love really, it differs from person to person, I feel like.
Love is like 500 days of summer. Everyone has a summer, everyone has an autumn.
Contrary to that movie, he's just not that into you. I do believe in the spark, I guess.
Seeing someone at their absolute worst and still finding something great about them.
Your heart telling your head, this is love, and your head being like, yeah, that's alright.
Love is a really misused word nowadays.
I think it's very, very hard to find someone that you're compatible with, who makes you laugh, who makes you happy, and that you manage to continue doing that.
For the majority of us being college students, I think we've fallen for people more than we actually fall in love. Pop culture is so into putting the story together of it's just A to B, and that's how people see it.
I don't know. Just to be mature and willing to make compromises together as opposed to
I just think love is when someone rubs your back.
Seeing that person sort of makes you happy, or the thought of maybe possibly seeing that person sometime during that day kind of keeps you going.
Like, I love this guy to death, or this is the love of my life, and it's like, alright, go hang out with them for like 3 straight months, see what's up, and then tell me you still love them. And most people are like, man, I'm kind of tired of them, or I don't like this person anymore. Everyone's got an idea, a superficial idea of what everybody kind of makes love out to be.
As Valentine's Day fast approaches, couples and singles were sought out to try to define just exactly what love is and how it happens. Even with all the cards, candy, and teddy bears that seem to represent the superficial side of love, there are real people out there with real experiences who just might make us believe love is actually more than a film where Hugh Grant gets the girl. Nope. These are their stories.
She heard through the grapevine that I thought she was pretty, and
I added him on Facebook.
She added me on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook was huge. Which, you know, our grandparents are probably very upset that our relationship matured because of Facebook.
And she goes up there by herself in front of like 250 people. 250 is this packed thing, and starts singing Sir Mix-a-Lot. goes from I like Big Boss. Just sitting there just singing and dancing.
Jamie and I have been dating since, well, it's a little over 3.5 years.
He was a sophomore, and I came in as a new freshman. He lived in Tutt Hall, I lived in Nylons Hall. And we met the very first time at a pickup game of touch football in Starin Park.
And I saw him in high school and thought he was a junior, but really he was a sophomore. And I first saw him when I went with his sister to his dad's house, and he was laying on the ground with a new puppy and it was licking his face.
I think that marriage as an institution has to do with property and children. And a lot of what marriage does is it gets in the way of this commitment to well-being and pleasure of your partner. Because all of these other things are involved, all of these societal expectations come up.
We were just friends for a really long time, and we both were dating other people and didn't think anything of it. Like, he was probably the last person in my mind that I thought I would ever have a crush on.
And then we just talked over Facebook for a long time and had a night class together the following semester.
Yeah.
And then we just started hanging out a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't just Facebook after that.
Well,
after the first semester.
It also took him forever to make a move.
That's true. It did take
everyone knows.
Like, it just sort of hit me. Like, it's not one of those, like, mushy, romantic moments. It's those off-putting moments, some of those things you're never going to forget about.
I decided that I loved him at that exact moment. And that was about 6 years ago, and we've been dating for about 5.
I was like, damn, the girl's fine. I want to get to know her. And we just kind of started talking, and it just kind of happened. She didn't want a boyfriend at first. She told me, she's like, you know, I just want to be friends. I was like, but there's still those moments where you're like, you know, that reminds me why I love you so much.
I became the social chair of my dorm, and he was the socials chair of his dorm. So we had a meeting to plan a beer party, of course, and he came in late to the meeting. Of course, I noticed him, and he was pretty cute. He was wearing these mirrored sunglasses and this green Van Lawn knit sweater.
I remember you told me once that if you're able to look at somebody in the morning when they're the most vulnerable, that they haven't brushed their teeth, their hair's all like messed up
and they smell,
that if you can still think that they're pretty and still like want to be around them and want to like give them a kiss in the morning,
yeah,
then that was it for you.
That's right.
I didn't believe you.
Well, now you do.
Now I do.
Yeah.
Spencer and I enjoy cooking a lot together, and actually a lot of studies have shown that couples that cook together stay together longer, and it's just one of those traditions that we have together. We actually probably make around 3 or 4 meals a week.
I guess I would describe it as being completely honest with yourself and that person, that you are right for each other.
Will be a year next month.
Yeah. March 20th.
Mm-hmm.
It's never old. Like, it's always something new every day.
Yeah, that's a good point. Things never ever get old. I feel like I wake up every morning next to like a new friend.
No matter like how pissed I might get at her for something stupid, it won't change the fact that I really, really love her, and like I will never stop loving her, because she's like the one person that like it sounds cheesy to say, but she's the one person that does complete me.
I would definitely consider myself in love. I'm very lucky to be in love with someone. And I guess I would consider being in love a state in which you care deeply about the well-being of another human being, and that person cares deeply about your well-being, and both of you are working to maximize the other person's well-being in both physical and non-physical ways. So
there's no guarantees. You're asking me for a guarantee on life, and there is no instructions, and there's no guarantee, and there's no money back. So it's a risk, but it's a risk worth taking. And every time you put someone else ahead of yourself, you learn more about yourself.
Yeah, you really learn a lot with the first person you ever kind of really fall in love with. You never forget about them, definitely, because they do teach you a lot.
If love was one thing, it would be Taco Bell's Cheesy Gordita Crunch. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I love sports, right? I love the Packers. Yeah, them winning the Super Bowl feels great. Back 12 years ago or whatever, but it pales in comparison to the way I feel, you know, if I see Danelle smile or something, or make her laugh.
Even when I'm so mad at him, and you'd think I wouldn't want to be around him, I'd rather be with him and really, really angry than apart from him and happy.
This documentary wasn't for people who don't believe in love, or people who do believe in it. It's simply a reminder. In a world where trust is rare and there are no definitive answers, sometimes we need a hint, a notion, an account of what love is.
Replace them with something better.
Love is it's a moment where, you know, it doesn't matter how long or how short or how fast it is. It happened, and in that moment, you know.
What if you could go back
you just know, and you feel alive, and you feel brilliant, and you feel beauty. When you don't see beauty, you feel it.
Thank you.